Hi there, I'm Julia McLeod, author of Patchwork Luxe by C&T Publishing. And in my book, I talk about how to make quilts from silk, particularly upcycled silk, blouses, neckties, kimonos, saris. And here I am today at Savers, which is a really big thrift store. Here in Northern California, we have a chain of them. Let's see what treasures we can find today. Okay, rich pickings here at Savers when it comes to neckties. This is the kind of palette that you'll commonly find, and really don't bother buying these because if you ask your friends, they will give you colors like this. But these are the fun ones to pick up. Look at this purple stripe. Love that gold. That's a fun print. This is really pretty. All of these I've already checked and I know that they're silk. Beautiful stripe. And then there are some kind of personality or conversational ones that are kind of fun if you like to fussy cut or make kind of art quilts. There's the cars again, and I like that kind of vineyard print. All right, that's a lot of neckties. I don't need them all. I'm going to choose my favorites. Let's go to women's dresses. And here in Savers, they have a formal wear section. So that's where you'll find the long gowns and things like that. Always start here, extra large, you get more fabric in the garment, so that's a good place to start. So here are a handful of things I found, and let's talk about the pros and cons of each one. This is not silk, but look at these beautiful motifs that we can fussy cut from the front of this long tunic. Here are some more examples of the fabulous things you can find. Not silk, but if you like to fussy cut, go ahead. Look at that gorgeous thing. We're very lucky in this area to have a big Indian community, and they put their party clothes in the thrift store just like anybody else. Both of these come with the salwar pants, and then that's what you call a kameez, a tunic. Fabulous embroidery on this cotton gown, that's pretty luxe. This is a combination of printed and embroidered and beaded. And now let's move on to some of the things I found that really caught my eye. And I know for a fact that this is not silk. There isn't a label in here telling me what it is made out of. It's possible it's handmade, I don't know. It's a really pretty pattern though, and that could be something I could incorporate in a quilt. It looks silky. If I turn my iron down because it's polyester, it might work. So isn't that pretty? This is not a very special color, but ooh, look, it says Pierre Balmain Paris. And so you might think that it's silk, but I can feel that it's not. And it doesn't anywhere brag about what it's made out of. It tells me how to wash it here, but it doesn't say it's silk. So I'm pretty certain it's not, in spite of the fancy name. Can you see it's even woven into the fabric there? You can pretty much tell when you see a chain store label like H&M or something, but that even if the fabric looks gorgeous, you will not be finding silk in this garment. Similarly, I love this print. This is also H&M. You know, I could use it. It feels good. It looks beautiful, but it's not silk. When you go to slightly better labels like Ann Taylor, this turns out to be silk with a tiny bit of spandex in it. But this is very usable. That would be beautiful. And there aren't too many darts or pleats in it. So you could just cut that up and harvest the fabric. And lastly, this cute little thing. Look at that wonderful big print. This is silk. I have learned to feel silk has a slight catch to it. It doesn't feel slimy the way polyester does. And then of course, go looking. I had to look quite hard for the label in here, but it is in here and it tells me that it's silk. So much for the dress section. Lots to choose from, lots of yardage when you do find something that's made out of silk. Okay, jackpot. I found a sari. As I say, I'm really lucky in the Bay Area. We have an Indian community, and this is somebody's special occasion sari that ended up in the thrift store. Look, this This is kind of stiff and it's got this lovely brocade. You can see the back with all the loose ends. You could use that side if you like it. This side is super pretty. Then though, there's this section of silk with tiny mirrors and prints. Then there's a whole thing of braid going along the bottom. This is the little blouse the gal would have worn on top, you know, while the sari did its thing. And in here is the panel called the palu that hangs over the shoulder. I won't take it apart right now. And all this fabric for, let's see, $20. Score. This is coming home with me. Okay, check out the long sleeve blouse section. I started in the extra large and I worked my way down. And here are some of the things I found. Most were not silk, but look how cute that is with a press. And if I turn my iron down, that could look lovely and luxe. Here's what not to buy. It's got lots of shine and drape, but it's a knit, so it would be quite difficult to incorporate into a regular quilt. Skip that. Remember these from the 80s? Look at that print. I remember when all the guys wore that. $8 and it's all silk. I think that could be really usable. You might have to put some fusible interfacing on the back. Look at this beauty. It's really shiny. It's nice and robust. It's thick fabric, but it's rayon. I think I'm going to take it anyway, but just know that, as you know from my book, Patchwork Luxe, you'll find that all that shines is not silk. So just know what you're going in for. This is 100% silk. Look at that beautiful tomato red. Love that. The label tells me it's silk. $12, that's quite a lot of yardage. And it'll be beautiful to pair with some patterns. Okay, I did find a few jackets after all. Silk, a nice slubby silk with embroidery on the back. Well, throughout. So you could cut that and use that. It could be rather beautiful. This is a doozy. Look at this fabulous print. But it's polyester. But sometimes when a print, is fabulous enough, I will work with polyester. And then again, back to the 80s, back to the future. It's a 1X, so we get lots and lots of kind of parachute silk in this jacket. Fabulous. If you want a quantity of yellow silk, there it is. Don't forget to check out the furnishing section. In the pillow cover section, I found this sweet little thing, Chinese brocade. It needs a press. It might be silk or it might be rayon. Either way, I've used fabrics like this quite often and it's really pretty. Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff. My bill was about $80, including tax, and I really got a bunch of stuff that I can use to make some beautiful silk quilts. Patchwork Luxe. Check out my book. Do a thrift shop yourself and see what silk treasures you can find. Happy sewing!